Good morning again.
Good morning.
So, as you can see, we coming back. Now, if you listen to the last class, then you'll notice we went over the 10 temptations. And as you can see throughout the 10 temptations, and then the class that came after, which was the mental preparation for coming in. So if you've seen these last two videos, right? Right? So we read the 10 temptations and then we read the mental preparation for coming in. What is your attitude and your mentality like? Now you'll see a pattern. The Most High is getting you mentally prepared for coming in because we're getting ready to discuss coming in and where you're going. And it's right here in Deuteronomy, chapter 9. Before you even get to 28, we're going to chapter 9, and let's talk about where we're going, what's the mental preparation, what do we need to do to not get the curses in 28.
Yes.
So if you got the curses in 28 like I did, you got them?
Yes.
I know.
did.
Okay. So now for those who are really, truly, you're going to prove you're the Israelites. The Most High is going to prove you're the Israelites. You're going to follow my instructions. We're going to buy this land and we're going to begin farming and starting our businesses, dwelling here in Amman. Okay? We're going to start buying back our lands. So we're going to get wealthy because we're going to become joint landowners. What? Yes. Joint. So we all become very wealthy and rich from what? Land possession. We own the land, we own the cattle, we own the businesses, and we're governing everything together. There is an order, top to bottom, and everybody is participatory. We're all participating in the governing and the running of the businesses. We're all looking out for the best interests of the businesses, and you're learning. You don't come here and you the boss. You come here, you're learning. We're going to walk out the process and learn how to seek instruction, how to receive and accept counsel. All right? So we're at chapter 9. So we read chapter 7 and chapter 8. Chapter 7 was the 10 temptations. Hopefully you did a little homework on that. Chapter 8 is the mental preparation.
Yes.
How to think, what you're getting ready to do, what your wealth looks like. It's going to be land, produce, cattle, and silver and gold in time to come. That's what your wealth looks like. It does not look like a dollar.
Right.
We're not talking about paper money here. So you're going to be resource rich. Why? You're a burgeoning, a new nation being birthed. You're going to have some resources behind your name, behind your country, in the hands of its people. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Resources. We're going to talk. When I talk with another king, king to king, I'm not sitting there discussing money that is printed and made because I have another order at another time to create my own paper money. But what's behind the money? Resources, wheat, barley, oil, maybe not land oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, rice, things of value for people's health, for life, for food. Okay?
And as well as what we have seen thus far, well, when starting in Numbers 13 till now, that we had to be in the wilderness for 40 years.
And we're going to do it again.
And we got to do it again before we can ever go back into the land.
Well, not going back. So the
Right.
instructions specifically, there is a 40-year processing.
Yes.
So we'll be filtering back over 40 years.
Filtering back.
Okay? There's a filtering back. Okay? So there is the start, the beginning. And then we have to filter ourselves because when we go into Jerusalem, it's going to be desolate. So we have to take the sustenance from here and invest it over there again to build that up to go into it.
Yes. Yes. So that's why it's so important to start and to be right here
Here.
and starting right here.
Right. This is so again, the issue you're going to have. You don't know the plan,
Right.
right? You don't know all the processes. So you're going to make that mistake.
Yes.
That's an honest mistake. All right. So what is this? This is one of two. There will only be two filtering stations. So everybody will come either to this one or the next one that is built. Right? And it's the processing. It's where you learn to keep the laws and begin keeping them before entering into the land. At the end of 40 years, we will all be in the land, all right, together. And when I say in the land, we will have crossed over Jordan as a whole people, as a unified nation in one place. Now you're saying, well, what about all of this stuff we built over here? I'm not worried about it. Don't worry about that.
Right.
All right? Follow the instruction. Follow for best results. Follow the instruction. So we have to be there and we will deal with that at that time. Don't worry about what you gain, what you lose, and how things move. You have to take the step necessary. All right? At that time. So this is just a filtering station. You cannot go into the land and you have marital issues. You have marriage issues. Right? We have an argument, the black men and the black women fussing about who's right and who's wrong and how this and why not that and when this and how that. All of that's got to go. That's got to go. That's finished. Okay? So we're going to deal with the people and their issues. We're going to deal with health. Okay? We're going to heal bodies, get people on nutritional programs. We're going to solve the issues to go into the land. You're going into the land married. You're going into the land knowing the law. You're going into the land obeying the structure. If you don't, you're not getting in.
Right.
So you have to pass through these two gates.
Right. And you know, Rabbi Sheikh, what I look at every day and what I keep myself accountable to, I don't want to go into the land being unclean, filthy, corrupt, because that's what got us spit out before.
The first time. So so you're saying you don't want to. Okay.
I don't want to be that way.
That's great. You don't want to. We can start there. In starting there to say, I don't want to go into the land this way. Okay, let's start there. What are you going to do? We're going to get re-educated and reacclimated to the culture. That's what this is. So you're starting now and just listening, getting the mental preparation, getting our minds together. And then we're also moving forward from the mental preparation. Now we're going to understand you need to start making physical preparation where you are.
Yeah.
Start packing your suitcases, getting your stuff laid out, preparing in your mind, getting your passports, getting visas. You're going to prepare for the journey ahead.
Right.
I'm telling you now, when are you leaving? You're going to leave sometime between now and Passover. That's what's going to happen. Sometime between today, when you hear this message, And Passover, you're going to leave. All right? And that's for the initial group. Right? That's the land buyers, the land contributors. That's for the initial group. We're going to build and prepare with this initial group. So the initial group will be here anytime between now and then. And we're going to go through this same process ourselves. We're going to do the shakedown. We're going to do looking for all these items. We're going to have the book open, and what it says to have is we're going to have. What it says to do, we're going to do. We're going to swear in the name of Yah together as a group to keep the law in truth. We're going to follow each and every instruction verbatim to the letter of the law that it says to do, that the Most High may support us in doing what he says, thereby proving we are the people, because we will get the wealth that he promised.
Right, right. And having this opportunity to filter out, to get cleansed, to go
To understand and do.
I mean, that's a mercy.
That's mercy.
Have this opportunity.
That's mercy. So now you have a choice. You can live or you could die. It doesn't matter to me, right? It has taken me so long to get over that hump or hurdle about caring about other people, right? It took a long time because I have to allow you to accept what you're working for. I'm working to die. Okay. It's not my business. So we're going to go now to chapter 9 of Deuteronomy where we left off, and we're going to read that again. I want you to read it, sister, because, people think I make stuff up sometimes.
Okay. Hear, Shema, Israel. You are this day about to pass Jordan, to enter in and possess nations, the country of, greater and stronger than you, and cities, many and fortified to the heights of heaven.
So you are this day, today, about. So make preparations to get your travel stuff together, right? To pass into Jordan and pass over Jordan, to enter in and possess the country of nation, the country of nations. So there are multiple nations who possess the countryside which belongs to us. Okay? But you're not going in with war. Pay attention to the instructions. Okay? So these nations are greater and stronger, and cities are many, and they are fortified to the height of heavens. Okay? These people are as strong and tall as the giants whom you know and of whom you have heard, who can stand before the sons of the giant. So you're not gonna, it's like standing before giants. You're not going to just come up here and stand before them and destroy them with war and fighting and any of that. That's not what we're doing. That's why you're going to have to pay attention to the word and the instructions that I'm giving you in order for you to have success. Okay?
Right, right. And that, as you said, not with war, but also not with reviling and being in the streets. Oh, we the people. It's none of that. We have to be very, very cautious.
Exactly. You're going to be cautious.
We're doing.
You're going to be very, again, the self-control part. This is part of the training.
Yes.
So you're going to have self-control. We have an order and we have an instruction. So you're going to have to follow instructions. You're going to have to accept the orders that are given and the ordering of the people. So the person that is your captain, you will answer to them. and you will follow the instruction that they were given. Okay? So this is different. You're going to follow orders because you don't know how stuff is working.
Right.
Okay? So you're going to know in coming in because you don't know the fullness of the plan. You have yet had the time of study. You're going to be walking it out firsthand.
Mm.
Do you understand me? This is you walking it out firsthand, first time through. You don't know. This is not my first time. This is my second. I've gone through this process before. I'm repeating the same 7 years I did before. Okay? So we're going to take a possession. We're going to have fields. We're going to have sheep. We're going to have everything. We're going to build houses. We're going to buy some farms that are already built and established. So this is what's coming.
Right. And this is something you've already done.
To me, yeah, I've already done it. So that's
You
what I'm
already
saying.
know. That's why you can sit here and tell us,
This is,
look, this is what
it is,
it is and we shall
and
do.
this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're walking through it for the first time. So we're going to respect the order and the ordering. So whoever gets set in charge of a task, just going to follow that person's instructions. This is a retraining. It's a testing. Okay? So know therefore today that Yah, your Allah, whose glorious Shekinah is going before you, is going ahead of you, whose word is a consuming fire, will destroy them. Who's them in this case? It's going to destroy the nations you're coming from and the nations and the countries you're getting ready to come to. So you're not safe from the destruction in any case. Okay? And drive them out before you. So here's the catch 22. If you follow the instructions, you yourself won't be driven out. If you are not following the instructions, you will suffer like the nations that also don't follow the instructions and be driven out. Understand, in the instruction, you're going to be safe. Outside of these instructions, you're going to be driven out. And they're going to be driven out before you. So shall you drive them out and destroy them quickly, as Yah, your Allah, has said to you. Speak not in your heart. Don't think like this. That's what speak not in your heart means. Don't think like this. Don't think in this way. Catch yourself. Stop it. Speak not in your heart. When Yah, your Allah, has driven them away from before you, saying, for the sake of my righteousness has Yah brought me in to inherit this land. So again, don't think like this. Like because you came out and you followed the instructions that you were so righteous. That the Most High did this. Because you righteous, because you're holy, because the Most High is with you. Most High is not on your side. He's not with you. The Most High is for his word. He's for his covenants. He's for his promises that he made before us. We're just here to follow instructions. We will receive the benefits, but it's not on our account because you're wrong the same way I was wrong for the first half of my life.
Yes. Yes. And he keeps repeating this. He's very adamant about the way we think. Because he's repeated this for the last 3 chapters 3 times. Each chapter he has said these very same words.
Now he's saying it because they're going to come here and do it. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
This is what's coming.
I know.
He's not talking vanity here.
I know.
They're going to, this is how we're going to lose people. They're going to think these things and then they're going to do crazy things. and they're going to end up dying or getting put out. But you can't say, we told you, it wasn't said.
Right.
So these warnings, I promise you, because people are going to come in out of panic and out of fear, trying to get away from the destructions. And then people come here and they start trying to put the cart in front of the horse
Yeah.
and trying to rush ahead. And they start skipping these small steps. These are the meditations. Don't think this in your heart. You have to have these meditations. You have to be listening day in, day out to these teachings to actually grasp a lot of the things that get missed.
Yes.
Because even if I read this to you now and we do a whole nother reading next year, next year you're going to see another layer of application. Okay? There's 7 layers that have to be applied. Okay? So, say not for my sake, for my righteousness has Yah brought me brought me in to inherit this land. For on account of the sins of these people, Yah has driven them out before you.
Right. Yeah.
So again, the Most High is driving them out because of their sins. What is their sin? Well, you have to understand, if I'm keeping my law and keeping my covenant, right? And I'm following in the Most High's instruction with proof. I have my documentations. I'm doing it. I don't have to explain to them that I'm doing it. They are supposed to render to me by right. Okay? If they don't render it to me by right, by instruction, right? Then the Most High will push on them. Because I'm supposed to have it, right? So I'll give you an example. I come to buy a neighboring lot or piece of land, and they don't want to move. It doesn't matter the amount of money, they just don't want to move. Okay. I leave them. I don't bother them. Other people sell, but this family here, they don't want to move. Next thing you know, a hornet of bees comes in and stings up the whole family and they die. I didn't do it. They make investigation. Even when they make the investigation, the hornets is still there. Oh, well, the murder hornets came and it killed all these people. Oh, we don't, I'll buy this land. I didn't drive them out. Most High drove them out with the hornets. I ain't got no business with hornets. I'm not the hornet master. I'm not the hornet whisperer. Most High drove them out with hornets. I come in after and I just buy that land. Why did the Most High drive them out? I'm supposed to have that land. It is within my portion. Right. I came to them lawfully to buy it. They said no. I just walked away. It's not that. That's it. I continue with the work. The Most High has to move these people. I'm just supposed to be following the instructions.
Yeah.
Okay? And understand this, and I said this before too, it's not for your righteousness, or the integrity of your heart will you be brought in to possess their land. So it's not because of you. Even you decide to follow this law today, you were wrong every day before this. Every last one. Everything you did was wrong. I've had to confront that. I had to face it, and I had to change. My sister's going through the same process. Everything you did was wrong. No matter what you thought was good, you did it wrong.
Yep. Guilty.
Okay? Well, I'm married, huh? You got married the wrong way.
Yep.
I promise you did.
Yep.
We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back. So it's not for your righteousness or the integrity of your heart, which is the reasoning behind you being brought into the land to possess their land. Okay? Now notice the Most High makes sure that you understand that when you come in, the land will be theirs, in their possession. He says it's coming to possess their land.
Yes.
But for the sins of these people, Yah, your Allah, drive them away before you, and that Yah may establish the word which he sware to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, your fathers. You see? So now it is because he wants to establish the word he promised to the righteous forefathers. We were all jacked up. We all had idols. I had one, so you all had one. Everybody had one. If you in the camp, you in the camp with one. There's idols everywhere. So we all had them. So I'm telling you all, you have to exchange for this law and gain its understanding. Just to get clean on a basic level takes 7 years. Basic. You don't get into the basic full understanding. It takes you about 7 years of walking it out. You won't obtain purification for another 7. And the whole nation has to be purified from fornication and adultery, meaning it is not present among the people. Right? So now you have to get back into having arranged marriages, and we have to be finished with the Redeemer Kinsman law for this generation. It's going to take 40 years.
You know, Rob, if you don't mind, I just want to share this briefly. When I came here back in 2020, I thought I was good. Thought, okay, I'm in the land, I'm good, my own righteousness. Ain't that funny? And then I ended up marrying unlawfully, going through being humbled, being humiliated, being tried, and marriage ended unlawfully. I was pretty much busted to the white meat. You remember we used to say that back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
I was busted to the white meat. I was left alone, you know? And in that time of humiliation, I really didn't understand what exactly was going on. But I had enough sense to know that it was something I had to walk through. I had to go through. I had to experience. I had to be broken down, you know, to the place where I was broken down to. Praise Yah, I was able to be in contact with you, Rabbi Sheikh. And when he said, you know, this is something that I had to go through as well. Yeah. And so now I am learning.
Yes.
And I am growing. It's from day to day, you know, but everyone has to go through the process. You're not skipped over. Everyone has to experience the process, and I'm grateful to have experienced this process and continue in the process, you know? So I just wanted, you know, to share that because some do know that, oh, well, you was already over there when he came. Yeah, but what you don't know is that I was doing a lot of effed up stuff, messed up stuff. I was messed up. I didn't have it together, you know, but I had to be humiliated. I had to be humbled. I had to be tried, you know, and I now know that I am not over here because of my righteousness. I am not over here because of what I have done. I am only here because of the word of Yah, and I had to be brought down to that place.
Verse 6. Know, therefore, know for this reason and on this account, that it is not on account of your merit that Yah, your Allah, give you this glorious land to possess it. For a hard-necked people are you. You.
Oh, yes.
So again, the Most High is not changing the stiffness of our necks, but instead, we're going to be stubborn about building to keep the law. Now, notice I said building to keep the law. If you believe you are already keeping the law, you're a liar because you have to build up to keep it. If you don't have no sheep, no corn, no barley, no land, no cattle, you're not keeping the law. You're a liar. If you're not giving your money to build these things, you're not keeping the law. You're a liar. I don't care what you give to any man. If it's not being given to the building of the sanctuary at this time, you're lying. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Be mindful and not forget how you have provoked unto anger before Yah in the wilderness, from the day that you went out of the land of Mitzrayim until you came to this place and have been perverse before Yah. So I want you to understand. You better keep in mind that before you get here, you were wrong
Yeah.
about everything. Keep this in mind. You're here to learn. Most High didn't pick you because you knew. Okay? He's honoring one of your fathers from the past that he would take one son or two or three and test them in the wilderness to see if they will make it. This is how it works, okay? Don't think for a split second you've got it. And remember what happened in the wilderness, because the same thing will happen here. We're going to lose some people,
Yes.
okay? From the day that you come out the west till you come to this place, you have been perverse before the Most High. Even at Horeb, you provoked Yah to anger, so that there was wrath before Yah against you to destroy you. When Moses had gone up to the mountain to receive the tables of marble, the tables of the covenant which Yah had made with you, and I tarried on the mountain, Moses tarried on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread, I drank no water. And Yah gave to me the two tables of marble, inscribed by the finger of Yah, upon which was written according to all the words which Yah spake with you on the mountain from the midst of the fire in the day of the assembling of the congregation. But at the end of 40 days and nights, when Yah gave me the two tables of marble, the tables of the covenant, right? The tablets we're talking about. Yah said to me, arise, go down quickly from here, from hence. We use the word hun here. From hun. For the people who are called by thy name, whom I led forth from the land of Mitzrayim, have corrupted their ways. You see? So we're talking about the golden calf. They have gone aside from the way that I commanded them in Mount Sinai, saying, make not to you a likeness or an image, for they have made for themselves a molten form. No ox, no crosses, no stars, no cows, no nothing. Nothing! No Hamashiachs, nothing. Not even the books. Not the books. We're not coming into this with those sets of instructions. You're going to get rid of them because they only bring about your destruction. And Yah spake to me, Moses, saying, the sin of this people is revealed before me. Behold, this people is hard-necked, stiff-necked. Desist from thy prayer to me that I may destroy them and blot out their names from under the heavens, and I will make thee a people stronger and greater than they. So I need you to understand something. If you go back to the beginning to the golden calf incident, and I did read there, I said later on I'll come back and revisit this.
Right.
Well, today is the day. Because he told Moses, don't pray for these people. And Moses prayed for them. So now Moses has to struggle with these same people for 40 years. What happened? They did nothing but cause a problem. And the problems came from these basic thoughts. We the chosen people, we this, and the Most High is doing this for us because we and our fathers did blah, blah. Shut up. None of that, none of what you're talking about. You have no understanding of truth. None of what you're talking about has any validity. It's not because of you. Most High is honoring a covenant he made to somebody who obeyed his instructions.
Yes.
You have not known them from birth because you have followed after wicked fathers and rebellious generations. A minimum of 4 of them. So now the Most High is reaching back because he promised he would redeem from this situation. So now he's doing it because of a promise he made prior to. And now when you come into this land and you come into this country, don't come up in here looking for somebody to acknowledge you. Oh, we the people, huh? Nah, don't look for that. Stay down. You're going to farm and you're going to follow the system. And we're going to build wealth according to the counsel that I have been given to give you. You see, Moses prayed for you back then, and then he was stuck tarrying with you, and then he couldn't get in because of what he prayed when you committed the golden calf incident, and the Most High said, I'll give you rest. Now here we are, it's the benediction. He's getting ready to give rest, and he's kind of regretting that decision. It's a mistake. He should have let the Most High break forth upon you in the eyes of the nation so that he would have been exalted and the people would have been purified at that time. Well, now I want you to know this Musa, this one, I'm not praying for you. Most High is gonna, whoever's for death is for death. Who's for pestilence is for pestilence. Who is for the sword. Who is for famine, for famine.
And the wild beasts.
And whoever's for the wild beast will be fed to the wild beast. And I'm fine with that. Just letting you know I'm going to be good. I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Who is to be poisoned. Whatever it is that you're going to get, I'm allowing you to get it. For those that are coming here, I want you to know this is what we're doing. If you can't accept this at the door, you're not getting in.
Mm.
You will be sent away. We're not accepting idol worshipers. I'm following the instructions of the Most High. I have a right, No, you don't.
Mm-mm.
Those who will keep this law have a right. Those who don't, you have a right to die.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm letting you know, today you have life and death sitting before you. Desist from thy prayer to me, that I may destroy them and blot out their names from under the heavens, and I will make of thee a people stronger and greater than they. And I prepared and went down from the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire with the two tables of the covenant that were upon my two hands. And I saw, and behold, you had sinned before Yah your Allah. You had made for you a molten calf, and had quickly declined from the way which Yah had commanded you. Now, Moses is being generous because he didn't even mention what you was doing.
Yeah.
See, when you went back to your old ways and habits, you wanted to talk to who you want to talk to, you want to sleep with who you want to sleep with, and everybody's sleeping around again.
Yeah, having orgies.
Even if you having an orgy, even if you're not all sleeping together at the same time. You
Right.
sleep with this one, you're not married to her, and you go sleep with this other one, and you're not with her neither, and you sleep with this other. You go back to dating.
Fornication.
It's an orgy, right? Everybody's sleeping with everybody based upon promises and feel goods, and nobody is have any sense of commitment. Nobody is building family.
Well, I want to ask you a question. You know, when he says here that he was going to destroy them and blot out their names from under the heaven. Okay, remember when all this was done and the Levites and Moses slayed all those who participate? Were their names blotted out?
Well, no.
Oh,
It's not
wow.
about okay. So when he says I'll blot you out from under the heavens, he didn't say blot out your names. So
Okay.
he's just blotting you out. I'll kill you. You die. This name is a good name, but you don't deserve it. You haven't proven yourself in it. So getting the name, getting the title, this free.
Mm,
Keeping it, you have to pay for it in service every day. Okay?
yes, sir.
So when you get here, yes, you're getting new names. Okay? Yes, you are. Some of us have multiple, like me. You're getting a new name. And you're going to pay for that name in service. Right? You're going to do what that name says you are to do every day to keep yourself alive. And you had quickly declined from the way which Yah had commanded you. And taking the two tablets, I cast them from my two hands and broke them. And you looked on while the tables were broken and the letters fled away. So the letters came out because they were inside. The Most High spoke, and those words, those letters, burned inside the tablets and were inside. And then it broke and the letters left. They went back up to heaven.
Whew.
But I prayed for mercy as at the first before Yah 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread and drank no water for all your sin whereby you had sinned in doing what is evil before Yah to provoke him to anger. At that time, 5 destroying angels were sent from Yah to destroy Israel. Here are the 5 destroying angels. Wrath, burning, relentlessness, destruction, and indignation. Wrath, burning, relentlessness, destruction, and indignation. The five angels. But when Musa, the Rabbi of Israel, heard, he went and made memorial of the great and glorious name and called Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they arose from their tomb and stood in prayer before Yah, and forthwith 3 of them were restrained, and 2 of them, wrath and burning, remained. So out of the 5 destroying angels, only 2 remain, which was wrath and burning. But Moses yet supplicated with mercy again, and they were also restrained. And he digged a grave in the land of Moab and buried them, in swearing by the great and tremendous name. For so it is written, for I was afraid before the anger with which Yah was angry with you to destroy you. And Yah received my prayer at that time also. But against Aaron there was great displeasure before Yah, so that he would destroy him. But I prayed for Aaron also at that time. So you see, the Most High was going to destroy all them. And your sin, the calf which you made, I took and burned it in the fire and crushed it with crushing until I had bruised it into dust and threw it into the stream that descended from the mountain at the place of burning. And that the temptation at the graves of desire you provoked to anger before Yah.
And all this was in the land of Moab.
I'm trying to tell you.
So
This is right here. This is where Jabal laws. So the land of Moab crosses the border of Jordan and into Saudi. So you can understand, Jabal laws is in Moab, but it's in Saudi.
And as you said the other day, Musa has come into the land. It was just at this point he couldn't pass.
He couldn't come into the capital city. So understand.
Wow.
There's a capital region, the capital city region, where all the 12 tribes have land and substances for their princes. This is Jerusalem. It's not a small city. It's many regions with farms and lands, each one divided by portion. And then there's the division of the greater lands on the other side of Jordan, to the north, to the south. So there's portions given. There's islands, like a region. This area here, between this and this, a small area. This is given unto Benjamin.
Right.
And there's another small portion that's given unto Judah. And then there's this area here, and this is given to Isaiah. This is given to Elijah, this mountain. There's a lot of small portions. And then there's a greater portion where from this area and in this enlargement, this is for the people of Judah, where the nation sits.
So like you said, Musa just couldn't go into the capital.
He couldn't go into the capital city. Because the capital city is enough for the nation to be birthed out of.
Right.
Then you can go back and go get the other lands.
Wow.
Jerusalem is like a state. The whole nation can survive there and be birthed out of there, then to take the rest.
Wow.
We'll be back after this. And at the place of burning, and at the temptation, that's the when they desired to meet, and at the graves of desire, you provoked to anger before Yah. And at the time when Yah sent you from Rechem Gia, saying, "Go up and take the possession of the land which I've given you," then were you perverse with the word of Yah, your Allah, and would not believe him, nor be obedient to his word. So again, you always had to come to this same space, this same location, and follow these instructions. They didn't do it with Moses. See, all of these problems that they made, these mistakes, we're not going to rectify that. We're going to do it now, and we're not going to make those mistakes so that we have to tarry 80 years in the wilderness like Moses and Joshua. But we'll just do the 40 and go in, like he says, with just Moses. Right?
And so being obedient to the way that we are to do it now for the sons of Yasharal, this is them rectifying what their fathers
Exactly.
did in the past.
That's why I said it's an open book test. You don't have to come up with no bright ideas. Actually, before you think about a thing, you can read and be like, yeah, I wonder if this is like this. You know what? I think it is. You know what? Maybe I won't do that. How about let's just chill. Let's just do what they say do. Let me be like Joshua and Caleb and follow instructions.
Wow.
These are the leaders. Understanding that.
24.
You have been perverse before Yah from the day that I have known you. That goes for me and that goes for Moses. You have been perverse.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Yes.
And I bowed down in prayer before Yah for the 40 days and nights in which I was prostrate in supplication because Yah had said he was about to destroy you. And I prayed before Yah and said, I implore mercy before thee, O Yah Allah, that thou wouldest not destroy thy people and thy heritage, which thou hast redeemed by thy power and led forth from the west, Mitzrayim, by the strength of thy mighty hand. Remember thy servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, nor regard thou the hard heart of this people, nor their wickedness, nor their sins, lest the inhabitants of the land from whence thou hast led us, that power failed before Yah to bring them into the land which thou hast told them, and that because thou didst hate them, therefore didst you not lead them out to kill them in the wilderness. Guess what? I told you. This was the prayer Moses prayed then, and they got that. There's nobody praying for you. You're going to get all this smoke because nobody can bear this.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this. But they are thy people and thy heritage, whom thou didst bring out by thy great power and with thy lifted up arm. At that time did Yah say to me, hew thee 2 tables of marble according to the form of the first, and ascend before me into the mountain, and make thee an ark of wood. So now the Most High is telling him, all right, go make those tables that the form of those tables I made before. And make an ark of wood. Why? I'm going to put this covenant inside this ark of wood, like I put Noah and his family in the ark. And I'm going to let this covenant be to the generation I bring out in 400 years. Hello, nice to meet you.
Whoa.
My name's Rabbi Shay. and I'm your rabbin to the whole house of Israel, like it or not, or whatever. I don't care. You will obey this time. There is none to pray before you, and there is great wrath against you from before Yah. And I don't care if you're my mother, my brother, my auntie, my grandma. None of that matters about my family relation. I need to know who is on Yah's side. Step up, put your money where your mouth is, and come out and let us rebuild that which is commanded us before Yah today in Jordan. And I made an ark of cedar wood and hewed 2 marble tables according to. Oh, and I will write upon the tables of the tables the words which were upon the former ones. So I will rewrite the law, the commandments, the statutes, and the ordinances, which thou didst break with thy entire strength, and thou shalt put them within the ark. And I made an ark of cedar wood, and I hewed 2 marble tables according to the form of the first, and went up into the mountains, having the 2 tables in my hand. And he wrote upon the tables according to the former writings the 10 words, the Ashrata Debarim, which Yah spake with you from the mount in the midst of the fire on the day that the congregation was gathered together. And Yah gave them to me. And I turned and came down from the mountains and put the tables into the ark which I had made. And there are they laid up, hidden as Yah commanded me. Hidden for who? They're hidden for us today. And the children of Israel journeyed from the villages of the wells of the Bani Jahakatan to Mosera. From there, Amalek, who reigned in Arad. See, they went to Arad.
Yeah, that's over in.
No. They went to. I'm just saying they went to Arad. So back in the first verse, when he said go up to Arad, they went. So they went to Arad and they went to Hormah, but they didn't come to Amman. I'm here telling you come to Amman. That's my instruction. And don't tell me you figured it out, because none of you did anything.
Okay, this one, make sure I'm reading this correctly. So there were 2 arks. One Moses built, and then the one with the Levites and them in the tabernacle. Is that correct?
Same one. The Ark of the Covenant. The Ark is made of cedar wood.
Yes.
So they took the cedar wood and then they wrapped it in gold.
Wow.
And then the tablets that Moses received from the Most High, they went in the ark.
Wow.
So they fought with Amalek, who reigned in Arad, and who had heard that Aaron was dead, and that the cloud of glory had gone up, and came and fought with them. And those of Israel who was distressed by that war, so there was a war, sought to go back to the west, to Mitzrayim, and return towards it 6 journeys. But the sons of Levi followed after them and slew 8 families of them, and the remainder returned. So we had some jump shippers, some cowards, right? You get into a battle and now you scared, you don't want to fight, you just run and figure, now bump that, we'll just go back to Egypt. We'll go back to the west, we'll go back to Mitzrayim, we'll just leave. And Levi pursued them and killed them. Kill them traitors. If you're not going to come in here and do this, there's nothing outside of this but death for the sons of Israel. Period. And you can write that down, because you about to cash that check. Of the sons of Levi also 4 families were slain. And they said one to another, what has been the cause of this slaughter? Because we have been remiss in the mourning for Aaron the saint. Therefore all the children of Israel observed there a mourning for Aaron's death. And there was he buried. And Eleazar his son ministered in his stead. So there's a mourning or a day of honor on the day that Aaron passed. You don't even know when that is. Thence they journeyed to Gugod, and from Gugod to Jotbah, a land flowing with streams. All right? This, I done read into chapter 10, and I'm going to stop here at verse 8, and I'm going to continue this tomorrow. So, in remembering the journey, Moses is careful in his sightings here.
Yes.
He's citing the mistakes that were made for you not to make those. He's also citing the mindsets of the people who made those mistakes and for you not to make those. Once you come out, there's no going back. Once you go in this direction, there's no turning to the right or the left. There's no other way. Whether you like the instruction or you don't, you're going to follow it without complaint. This sounds like a tyrant. It absolutely is tyranny. I'm not even going to tell you no lie. Who told you that God doesn't rule over you with tyranny? He's love. No, it's not what you think love is. It have conditions. Condition 1, hear and obey. Outside of this condition, there is only death. That goes for me, that goes for her, and everybody else that wants to be the people. Because everybody who's not the people, getting ready to go to the graveyard. So, if you want to live, you're going to have to accept this. And if you don't want to live, do what you want. I mean, you might as well go enjoy the fullness of your sins. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, just go all out, get as high as you want, and be as whorish as you like, and die. That's all I could tell you. Okay? So all of this is your preparation. This is the history. So now you can see when I went maybe 3 or 4 episodes back, and he says the journey to Arad. Moses went to Arad, and there was a problem. There was a war there. Moses dealt with that. There was a problem with the people. Journey to Hormah. Moses journeyed there. But remember, Moses said we didn't go to the Ammon and to the dwelling places. But that's for this generation. We're coming out of the land of the house of the affliction of slaves. This is the house. I come from the house of the affliction of slaves. They took people as slaves. They never let them go. And they're constantly afflicting them, constantly oppressing them. Nobody gets a slack or any break, no nothing. Now we're coming out. I have my law, I have the instructions, and I've been trained to walk in it. You will follow suit. Any problems, any issues, don't worry. You can have an attitude, you cannot like what I'm saying, and you could just continue doing what you're doing on your job. When death come to your job, you will know Most High sent it.
You know, what we must understand, if you want to be and do and act like the other nations and the nations you're in, you're going to reap the destruction of what's coming to that nation. It's not going to pass by you or skip over you. You will reap
I understand
what comes with it.
Look, I understand nobody wants to be reprimanded.
Yeah.
However, You gonna get what you got coming. That's just what it is. There's no way around it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay? You're gonna get reprimanded, you're gonna get reprimanded. There's nothing I could do about anything else.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the word, it's a word of reprimand. Take it. Come follow the law. The reprimand is only for the rebels who don't listen,
Yeah.
who don't follow the instructions. Okay? For 7 years, I dealt with nothing but rebels. All right, this the truth. I tell you no lie. I worked with rebels for 7 years. They refused to put down their idols. They refused to do this. And the Most High made me go through that so that I could see that what Moses dealt with the people is the same. The people have not yet changed. Now is the opportunity to change and change your heart. How? You're going to listen to everything that's being taught from this law every day, all the time. Any free moment you get in your car, don't put on no music. Put this on. Listen to these teachings, review it, go back over it, and continue. Prepare now your mind by making sure that you are thinking in the right, proper way to come out. And prepare now also your heart so that you have groomed it to what you're about to do and that you're going to go through changes. You already know you're wrong when you're coming out. So you're here to learn. So you can begin grooming yourself. Also preparing your bank account, monies, preparing to come into the service. If you do not make these preparations, believe me, you can pray all you want to. You're going to find the way difficult. There's no one praying to intercede on your behalf. There is no one coming to save a rebel. You must follow the instruction. I'm giving you the instructions. As you can clearly see, it has no place for hocus pocus and hebus jeebus. You know what I'm saying? It's do these things, think this way, function like this. That's it. One step at a time, one day at a time. Enjoy the new moon feast. I'm Rabbi Sheikh. This is Arabia. I
Yes.
normally don't do a lot of introductions. I just kind of dive right in because we never go viral. Can't
Right.
go viral when you the cure. One step at a time, one day at a time.
More money.